Hello and welcome to day number 4 of the free 10-part Ceremonial Grade Cacao Course. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys about how to run an incredible cacao ceremony. And to get the full 10-part course, make sure you head over to tribalmooncacao.com, just sign up on the mailing list and you can get the whole 10-part course emailed straight to your inbox. And if you can help us with sharing this magic with all the tribe around the world, please leave a comment below, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Now my name is Jay, I've been running ceremony for many years all around the world. So I come from a background as a sound healer, also lots of experience with yoga. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, so lots of experience with breath work, with tantra, with yoga, with spirituality and all these various aspects. And today I'm going to share with you some of my personal stories and inputs on what makes a great ceremony. So the number one thing for running an incredible cacao ceremony is not letting yourself get in the way. I hear so many people saying like, oh, I could never do that, or I'm not sure what to do. Really guys, you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. Trusting in your heart, trusting in channeling what will come through to the best of your ability. If you can show up and be as authentic and be as true and be as real and do your very best to show up for the people that come to your ceremony, that is so much of the gift and so much of the mission of what this is all about. It's not about you, okay? It's about how much you can give and trusting in source to channel through exactly what's needed for those people at that time can often have profound impact on these people's lives. Now, one of the most important parts of ceremony is the mystery. So don't feel like you have to tell everyone everything. The more mystery, the better. And I create that mystery in so many ways, from not being too specific about exactly what I'm going to share during the ceremony. I create that mystery through all the things. So before people even come in the door, I've set the intentions for the space and I've prepared the space, I've prepared the temple. So the smells, the incense, the candles, the lighting set always in a specific way. The sounds and the frequencies I'm using, the instrumentation that I've chosen, the vibe that I'm trying to get across has all had a lot of energy put into creating it. So I really feel into what I'm trying to bring to this space and this mystery of what's going to unfold and this mystery of creating the mystery. Now before people enter the space, I really love to cleanse them with sage, Palo Santo, all these sorts of things, and like I said, with the scent inside the space, lots of incense and these beautiful yummy things to make people feel, again, a little bit of mystery, a little out of their comfort zone, but really held and seen and loved. I always like to ask people to set an intention before they come in. Now I have many ways of doing this, but you feeling into your heart, like what's the mission of what you're trying to give in this experience. I try not to put my perception onto people of what they should or shouldn't do. So I really like to try and keep it open, if that makes sense, open to all possibilities. So sometimes I'll invite people to just feel into their heart for a moment and maybe feel into anything that's coming up for them on the day, anything that they wish to let go of, anything that they feel is no longer serving them, that they would like to move throughout the ceremony. It could be something as simple as that, and that sort of dropping in before the ceremony has even begun is a game changer. So setting up the space as you wish, you can either have it in lines of people or in a circle with yourself in the middle or yourself at the head of the room. We often have a shrine in the middle of the space. Now that may have candles, it may have incense, it may have cards. You may have like intention cards for people to choose at the beginning of the ceremony or at the end of the ceremony. It may have some of your things that represent the directions north, east, south and west, earth, wind, fire, water. There's so much you can do with that. So again, it's all open to you. I really feel these days with ceremony, the rules are that there are no rules. There is no way things have to be done anymore. There is no way that things are set in stone. So really feeling to your heart and creating your ceremony exactly as you wish it to be. And there's going to be plenty of people that disagree with me and say, no, it has to be done just like this and cool. And it's like, cool, I respect that opinion. So when welcoming the space and saying the initial prayers, I always like to give massive amounts of gratitude for the cacao itself, to the spirit of cacao. Before I even do that, I'll generally ask for permission from the traditional owners of the land. So depending on where you are in the world, maybe doing a bit of research and then calling in whatever you feel is relevant to you. It might be You know, it might be God, it might be calling in the spirits, ancient spirits, past, present, future. It might be calling in the archangels, it might be calling in the four directions. It might be calling in the ancient ancestors of your specific bloodline and feeling into the people in the room and asking them to call in the bloodline from their ancestors in that space. Now, in this opening ceremony, I always like to tell people a little bit about the cacao. As we sort of go around, we'll generally serve the cacao at some point around this early stage, obviously. Really taking the time to smell the cacao, to feel the cacao, to bring the cacao to their heart, and tuning into the medicine, tuning into this plant and the way that the plant was grown, the way the plant has travelled all the way to come to you in this moment in time. Calling people into presence and awareness, feeling the sounds, again the smells, tuning in. Giving gratitude to the cacao for opening the heart and the possibilities of the things that may or may not come up during this ceremonial time. Now, generally after the opening ceremony has sort of begun and we've finished that process, we'll generally sip the cacao together and slowly drink the cacao, and then I'll do a little bit of housekeeping, as in tell the people, you know, a bit about the space and what's going to happen. And then from there, it's really up to you guys. For me, I run these beautiful sacred cacao sound journey experiences, so a lot of my ceremony is around the sound. Now, I'm a professional sound healer and musician, so I have 20 instruments on stage and I channel from source energy on playing these instruments. I never go into the space with an intention of what I'm going to play on the instruments. I always let it come through from the energy of the people that are in the space, and that's really how I like to run my ceremonies. Now, at first you might have a really specific direction on how you're going to run your ceremony, and you might map it out almost word for word or movement by movement, whatever you're most comfortable with. For me these days, I go in pretty much completely blind with full trust and source that what's going to come through is going to be the perfect content, the perfect experience for the people that are there at that moment in time. And yeah, in my ceremony I use a lot of sound, so there's a lot of instrumentation, a lot of music, a lot of sound healing where people can lie down or move. I really invite everyone to feel really comfortable within the ceremony, so making sure people feel safe and trustable is the main intention. People feel that they know they're safe to scream, to cry, to yell, to laugh, to be silent, to dance like no one's watching, to be as wild as they wish, but to also respect everyone's space and have their, you know, their bubble and their thing, and for everyone to understand that we're simply reflections of ourselves, and that all is welcome in this space, and to be at peace with that and let it flow as it may. Now, often the ceremonies go into like ecstatic dance. Sometimes people like to lay flat the whole time. I run around with my drums, with my didgeridoos, and with all my crazy instruments and do my thing, and just assist people in moving what no longer serves. Often I'll set the intention for people to, again, let go of what no longer serves, but also call in to manifest and feel into what they really want to shift for their future and what they really want to create for the greater good of themselves and the best interest of their tribe in moving forward in this lifetime. Another thing we often dive into is representation of self and feeling into if we're representing ourselves in full authenticity with our mission again in this lifetime. With this, guys, I don't want to tell you what to do and how to do it, so I really invite you to create your own ceremonial vibes, and whatever happens within the ceremony is really up to you. It can look like so many different themes and things. Now, as the ceremony comes to an end, definitely a closing of the ceremony and a closing of the portals that have been opened, giving gratitude to all the spirits that you've called in the opening, giving gratitude to the people for coming, giving gratitude for the cacao, giving gratitude for all that's come up throughout the ceremony and been moved. I always like to provide a space to assist people afterwards too, so I always tell people to reach out to me personally after a ceremony. Just in general, if you're watching this now and need help with anything in your life, please seriously reach out to me and I'd love to help you. Now, I often like to close my ceremonies with a fire ceremony or a song or something like that, so it just depends. Sometimes it'll be a song all singing together or something to create unity, and just making sure everyone feels really yummy when they leave. Again, some people go through a lot in these ceremonies, like literally completely life-changing experiences, and for others it's like, yeah, that was cool, you know, like I didn't really feel heaps, but I had a really good time, or whatever it might be, you know. So going in without too much intention for yourself as a ceremonialist to do anything. I'm not going in there to try and do anything. I think that's a really important thing, just going in and and being yourself and just showing up. Really appreciate you guys spending the time with me today. Got some really exciting things coming up in the upcoming episodes of this 10-part course. Things like cacao and sex, magic and intimacy, cacao versus cocoa, cacao for kids, how kids love it, how it's so good for them and why, plus heaps of other stuff. So again, please sign up to the mailing list if you want to get the full 10-part course. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. Much love.